are going to take a look at writing a bass line from page 40 to 42. There are no hard and fast rules here, but generally a good bass line would highlight the harmony for the chords and the accompaniment by using the root of your triads or the first note of the chords. In this exercise, we are going to write a single note to the value of each measure given in the time signatures. First, you need to highlight the box in which says that you need to make sure that your melody and your bass line is moving in contrary motion. It means that you need to move your bass line the opposite direction to the melody. So let's take a look at the first question. In the first question, we have the key of D major, and so we need to write the number 1 chord. As you can see, the Roman numbers are given to us. So I'm going to make this a dotted minim because my time signature is a 3/4 time, so I need to have a single note to the value of this total measure. And next we have a 1 chord, but before that let's take a look at this. Now you want to check the target notes of these bars and see how the melody is moving, and you can see this D is parallelly moving from the same line to the same line. I have another 1 chord to use, so if I use this D it will sound monotonous. So I'm going to use a D above here, an octave higher. So you want to move in contrary motion or the opposite direction to each other. So in my bass line I'm going to an A. So if it's a parallel fourth, then you can use it, so not to worry. They are asking you not to use parallel fifth or eighth, so avoid octaves and fifths. Anything else is fine. And then I'm going back to D on the last chord. So this time you can see the A is moving up to this D. So this is your target note, and here I'm moving my bass line the opposite direction. So it's best to keep it that way. Let's move on to the next. In your second question, you have to use the root of each triad shown by the chord symbols to write a bass line. So they have given us the chord symbol above, so we don't need a key. We just write the F note, and next chord is a C chord. Now you can see my melody is going from this F to this C, so I might move my bass line below just to be on the safe side. So this is an interval of fourth, so I don't mind having another C in the same space, or you can even move it up to a middle C. That's not wrong, or you can just stick to the same C if you like. Okay, so F, C, C, F. So I'm gonna make all my notes dotted crotchets here to the value of 3 quavers. So in my next question I have a 6/8 time. So a 6/8 time means 2 dotted crotchets. So you can write a dotted minim on each bar to the value of 2 dotted crotchets. So here I'm going to move down to a D. Now if you can see, my G is moving up to a D. In this case I don't want my bass line also to move up along with that, so I want to move in contrary motion, the opposite direction. So let's do the next one. We have a B flat. Alright, let's move on to the next question. We have in minor keys, so just like earlier, we need to write the chords of the Roman numbers given. So the first one is A minor. We need to write the root of A minor, and then the 5 chord is a E, and then back to another A. Let's go to the next page, page 42. We have an E minor. Now you can see this melody is moving up an octave, and on the next bar it has reached the higher E. So make sure you avoid octaves and perfect fifth moving parallelly. So I'm going to move this E down, or I can just stick to the same E if I want. The 5 chord of E minor is a B, E, F, G, A, B. Now I'm going to move my bass line up because on the second bar you can see the melody is moving down, and then you have the last note. We are going back to the tonic, so I can end on this E if I want, or I can go back to the lower E. Let's move on to the last question. We have a D minor. So I'm going to move my bass line down because I can see the melody is moving up on all of these bars. I want to go down the opposite direction. Okay, and the last question, we have to use the chord symbols given to us. So let's take a look at the first one. We have an A minor in 6/8 time signature. So I'm going to start with the higher A, then we have a E, and I can move my melody up to the same A, or I can use a lower octave. And let's do the same for the next question. We have G minor. I have a 3/2 time signature, so we need 3 minims. I'm gonna add a dotted semi-breve on all of these measures. Okay, and then my last question, we have B minor. So I'm gonna have to make these dotted crotchets because we are in the time signature of 3/8 time, so we need 3 quaver beats in a bar. So make sure you place the dot above the line on the next space if your note is on a line. And the next chord, we have an F sharp. So we don't need to write an F sharp because it's already given on the key signature, so we just write an F, and then finally another B. Alright, so that's it for this week. I hope you have fun with this lesson and complete up to page 42. I'll see you next time.